Apologies for that, guys. We're back on here for the final 5 minutes of this race. So Will Freeman pulled out a bit of a gap to Cinderella Tour. Katie now really has to in the back of Cinderella Tour in this battle for second place, but Will has managed to just stretch his wings a little bit over these last few laps, and Katie's now got quite a task on if he is going to overhaul that gap and manage to take this win. I think that Will should have this one in the bag, barring any monumental catastrophes towards the end of this race. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's joined us once again for the final part of this race. It just, for some reason, something keeps going on with the internet tonight. I'm not sure really what it is, but it's a little bit frustrating. But at the moment, Will continuing to do the business out of front, since getting that lead off of Katie. Getting that lead off of Cinderella Tour. A few laps to go, and Katie tags the back of Cinderella Tour a little bit there, but continues on his way, waits for Cinderella Tour to get it going again, and doesn't go steaming up the inside. But Katie now looking to try and get this done on Cinderella Tour. Katie knows he needs to get ahead of Cinderella Tour now if he is to chase down Will for the lead, and now Katie goes down the inside, coming through Pouan. Oh, Cinderella Tour gets a big slide there. You need some counter steer there, mate. But now deedeeTKU is going to try and get the run coming out of Pouan, and he's going to have a look here on Cinderella Tour, but Cinderella Tour keeping his composure and clinging on there. He could very easily have lost his head there under the pressure, but he has managed to keep hold of it in third place. He only loses one position there, as now Katie goes a little bit wide, but now Cinderella Tour's got Dee really hassling him. Question is now, Cinderella Tour lost the position to Katie. Katie now into P2, but in all that debacle when he was trying to get ahead of Cinderella Tour, Katie has now lost a couple of seconds to Will, and he's now nearly 4 seconds behind him. So I think that Will is going to be able to just bring this home over the last couple of laps. He should be pretty much home and dry here in this one, unless he makes a mistake in these last 2 laps. But Will's about to start his penultimate lap off this race here in the feature race. Katie took the first race. It looks like Will may be on to take the second race of the season here. So it would be one win apiece if Will can take this win. And it would also be, I think, it'd be a win and a second apiece, so they'd be tied on points. I know it's early days, and it's obviously one round into the championship. It doesn't really hold much relevance to the finishing order, but it certainly sets us up for an exciting battle between these two. But Will currently has got 4 seconds ahead of Katie right now. Cinderella Tour running in third place here, just behind Katie, still sticking to the back of him, not allowing him to drive off. And Dee now very much in contention for a podium spot. He'll be looking to try and force Cinderella Tour into a mistake in these final couple of laps of the race, but Will has managed to put up seconds Katie in that first sector. It looks like Will has got a measure of these guys around Spa tonight and should be able to bring this home for a win, unless something goes horribly wrong in these last couple of laps. He's got a bit of damage on the front, but so has Katie, and so has, I think, more or less everybody out there tonight, to be honest with you. I think it'd be hard pushed to find anybody without any damage in this one. I think Dee may be out of the top 4, Dee's car is definitely in the best nick, but yeah, I'd say that nobody's really got away scot-free tonight, have they? For sure. But Will still out in front right now, 5 seconds. This is gap to Katie, as we've got a lap and a half left to go here at Soa-Francorchamps. Anthony Hunt and Exeron both sat in the pits, so they've obviously thrown in the towel, called it a day. Anthony 3 laps down, Exeron retired quite some time ago. Katie's still just ahead of Cinderella Tour, and deedeeTKU is going to try and come back at Cinderella Tour. And Cinderella Tour thought it slid the car there. He's very good at controlling these slides, but he's riding his luck, and at some point he's going to get found out. As Will Freeman comes out towards the final sector of this lap here at Spa. He's about to start the final lap in a few corners' time. Katie, our airline pilot and winner of the Ferrari Fest and German manufacturers pre-season events here at Motive Racing. He's been strong in the pre-season. We've all been watching his progress and his improvements, and the way he drove towards the back end of last season's GT3 championship really speaks volumes about how much talent behind the wheel this guy has. Obviously used to not only strong on 4 wheels, but he's also pretty good with wings in the sky as well, as an airline pilot as his actual day job. So busy man, probably has got a lot on his in his professional life, but still comes on and takes part in these sim races, really enjoys it. Says he's an airline pilot for a living, sim racer as a hobby. Right now in P2, 7 seconds behind Will, though Will has got a measure of these and looks like he's set to take the win here, unless he has a horrific moment on this last lap. Cinderella Tour still sat in third. He's managed to gap deedeeTKU a little bit. deedeeTKU's fallen off back of him over the course of this last lap here. So now Cinderella Tour looks like he could be on for a podium well and truly here in this one. Deedee's just pushed a little bit too hard by the looks of it. Deedee definitely with the best looking car at this point in the race out of these top four, but it doesn't look like he's got the speed in these final couple of laps to bother Cinderella Tour for that final podium spot. Katie 6 seconds off for the back of Will. I suppose Katie's got to be happy with the first round of tonight. He qualified in second in the sprint race and managed to get Will at the start. Will had a few tussles and had to make his way back through ahead of Cinderella Tour, which kind of gave Katie the impetus to go on and build up a bit of a gap in the sprint race. At one point I think Katie had about a 6 or 7 second gap. Will in the end did manage to bring that gap down to around 1.5 to 2 seconds, but Katie held on to take the win really calmly and composed in the way that he went about it, and ultimately looks like he's going to bring it home in second place here in this one. A great comeback drive when you consider the first lap that he had. Katie's done absolute bits here in this one. Cinderella Tour, you've got to also really praise him because he's led a lot of this race and withstood a lot of pressure from Will Freeman. He has done absolutely brilliantly to be in the position that he's in right now, and looks like he is going to hold on ahead of Deedee. Deedee's been fighting these podium guys throughout the race, but Deedee's lost it, coming out of Stavolo into the wall. That's a bit of damage on the front there. That's definitely put an end on his chances of a podium. So that's Cinderella Tour comfortably in a podium spot. But here is the man of the moment, Will Freeman. Last season's Porsche Supercup champion. He took second place in the sprint race earlier on, was on pole position for the sprint race, but couldn't follow it up. Had a bit of a sketchy start to his season. First lap didn't go to plan, managed to recover to second place, didn't quite get the win in the sprint race. He's going to right those wrongs in the feature race to take the checker flag, and it's the victory for our moderator, standings man, and reigning champion of the Porsche Supercup, Will Freeman. Congratulations, Will, on taking your first win of the season. Katie comes over to take second place and bins it over the line. Right into the bar to Cinderella Tour. Cinderella Tour third for him. Great job getting on the podium. deedeeTKU comes over in fourth place. Ryan Ruby is going to come around the final few corners, and it's going to be a fifth place here for Ryan in the number 44. Clearly a big Lewis fan. Ryan, not the start to the season he would have wanted. We know he's got pace, he's got talent, he's a really quick dude, but the first round will not have gone the way that he would have wanted it to, that is for sure. He was pretty strong in the GT4s last season. He comes over to come round in fifth place, and Luke van der Street's coming through the final few corners very shortly. He'll be finishing the race. Sixth place will be some great points for him, to say the least. Anthony Hunt, I think, has completed enough of the race to get points for seventh. I'm not sure about Exeron in eighth, though, being 8 laps down. But Luke van der Street will be coming to the final few corners in a moment's time. And here he is, out of the bus stop chicane comes Luke in the number 70. Same livery I think we saw Sergey in last season. Up towards the line he comes. Luke finishes in P6. And that is all she wrote there. Hedger Miles didn't finish the race. Pengaloo didn't start the feature. Will Freeman then taking his first win of the Porsche Supercup season. The champion of the Porsche Supercup, looking to try and retain his title for this season. Katie's going to push him all the way, but Katie taking the first race, took second in the feature. 1 win apiece, 2 seconds apiece also, or 1 second place even apiece for these two. They're tied on points, Will Freeman and Katie, going into the next round of the season. Cinderella Tour is going to be a great contender in this one. We've got a great season lined up. If you want to get involved, guys, if anybody watching is interested in joining the on-track action, then by all means head over to motiveracing.com. As you can see, we have got plenty of spaces. I believe there were a couple of informed absentees, so we've got about 12 drivers in this championship all tied. So that means we've got at least 8 spaces. So if you know anyone who wants to get involved, if you've got any mates who like the Porsche Supercup cars on PS4, PS5, on ACC, by all means you're more than welcome to come along, see what you're about. It's a 12-round season, 24 races, 2 races at each round. You know, still plenty of time. That's 2 rounds of 24. End of the day, if you want to come along, challenge for a championship, see how high up you can get, have some good races every Monday night, then come along to motiveracing.com and join the Discord server. That's all I can say on that one. But without further ado, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you everybody for joining us. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great evening.